Hello friends, today I am doing something personal. I'm actually working on, well not working, I have one of my own guitars to play with today. I'm just going to take it off. It's off my new Hercules stand, which is a great stand by the way, and I'll show you what it is. Way right into this. And yes, a Fender. All those years I says I would never own a Gibson or a Fender. I now have both. And this is a Mexican Fender Strat, it's a 2007, and seriously, the condition of this is like new. It's amazing. It plays fantastic. I got it for a really good price. I'll tell you what I paid for it. It was advertised at 350 quid. I didn't even ask for a reduction, but the lad who sold it, I don't really know him, but I've known him for a couple of 3 years off Facebook. We've been friends on Facebook for a while. He's a guitar player like me. He likes good gear, and he says, being as it's you, he says, you can have it for 300. So, problems with it, are there any problems? Not really. There was more wear on the frets than he let on, but he says he just hadn't seen it. He'd not checked the guitar over proper. I'm not bothered about that. You could not sell a guitar like this to a better person than me being fret friend. So if any fret problems I can sort out anyway. But if there are any problems with this guitar, I've just noticed the spacing on the nut is not quite right. If you look here and look here, spacing is wider on this side than it is that side, it appears. No great shakes that. And what else was wrong with it? Oh, that was it, just a bit of indentation in the frets. They don't bother me at all. But anyone that knows me will be very surprised to see that I would own a regular Stratocaster. If I owned a Strat, they'd be saying, that's not Vic style, that in. I thought he'd got one with a humbucker, and you would be absolutely right. So what I've done is I've gone and bought a humbucker. I want a brand new humbucker. And I looked around and I shopped around and I thought, I want something I can play heavy with, but I also want something that cleans up nice. And of course I'm going to put a coil split in there so I can keep getting my regular Strat tones. And I looked around and I was going to go buy a bare knuckle, one of these new brute force jobbies. And as I went to go and look for one last week, I got a 15% off coupon on eBay on any purchase up to X amount, 350 quid or whatever, and I get 15% off. So I went to buy this bare knuckle brute force, which is a super heavy, super overwound pickup. I could have got it in a zebra style, which I would have liked, but none of them did the 53mm spacing one where I wanted, because I want an F space one. So I didn't bother. So I went and I found this, and it is brand new. And it's a, I'm not going to put it back, I'm not going to put it in this thing, here you go. Seymour Duncan, Zebra, everyone knows I love zebras, and there's another reason why I've got a zebra pickup. It's a JB. Seymour Duncan JB, 16 km output. These are a lovely pickup. I've had a few of them over the years, I love them, they sound fantastic. I can play metal on them, and they clean up really nice. But the thing is, I'm not just swapping out the pickup, I'm swapping out the lot. These guts, the whole finger scratch plate is coming out, all of the electrics, all of the pickups. I'm not keeping any of this stock stuff in, even though it sounds good. And what I've done is, I'm doing what I always do, and I'm going to slightly upgrade. And I've decided I'm going to have a new pick guard, and I'm not having a white pick guard, I'm having a tortoise-shell. And I've already got the tortoise-shell pick guard. And not only am I upgrading the pick guard and the bridge pickup, I'm also upgrading the neck and the middle pickup and the pots and the capacitors and the electrics, and I'm going to put in a split coil switch. And there you go, and I've already done it. And the only thing that's wrong about this is I've got the wrong pickup in at the moment, but look, there's my completed, almost completed new scratch plate. Fits perfectly. And you'll notice I've got two new pickups here, and these aren't your regular bog standard pickups. I'll show you what these are, and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to come in like that, and there you go. Handmade in London, custom wound, oil sitter, middle and neck. These are the stone tone pickups, I believe, I think that's the name. I've also got new cream knobs, control knobs, cream switch tip, cream covers, brand new CTS pots, vintage style, 450S, 250, 250, 500k there, and I've put in a on coil split there, toggle, which I have wired in just there, and I've made it work in line with the pickup selector. That is full on, that is split, pull up is split, and there you go. So that is all, apart from having the zebra pickup, which will be going in there that way. How good is that going to look in this guitar? It's going to look fantastic. So I'm going to do that hopefully today. I'm also replacing the socket and the holder, because I've actually had a Switchcraft one in stock, absolutely brand new this is. I bought this for an upgrade I did a few years ago, but I didn't need to upgrade the jack. Switchcraft jack, regular standard cover plate there, it's shaped right. No one's going to know this is not the Fender one, so I'm going to bang that in there, and the scratch plate and pickups I'm going to put away and I'm going to keep. I'm not going to sell them. I could sell them. If I was going to sell them, I would stick them on eBay. I'd stick it on for £95. It's original 2007 Mexican, with original pickups, original parts, blah 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 blah, and I'll stick it on eBay for about 95 quid. I am going to leave it. I'm going to keep it in case I ever do decide to sell this guitar. I will. The only reason I'd get rid of this guitar, by the way, is if I got something better. By something better, I mean an American Strat, which would be fantastic. Even a Japanese Fender Strat, which would also be fantastic. Or maybe something as good as a higher end Yamaha type of affair. Or maybe even a Levinson blade, like something like an RH4, which are uber difficult to get hold of. Not I used to get hold of new, but they're even more difficult to get hold of used, and they are a wonderful guitar. I would recommend a Levinson blade RH4 to any player who is a serious player, because there's not a sound you really can't get out of those guitars. They are amazing. The tremolos are amazing. The VSC is also amazing. So there you go. But I'm sticking with this. I love it. I've been asked if I'm going to relic it. I thought, what? Why would I relic it? I don't relic stuff. I'm not into relicking. I like stuff. I like stuff to look great, you know, and I like quality gear. So, no, I'm not relicking it. And I've been asked if I'll sell the loaded pickguard. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not selling that. I'm keeping it just so I can get this guitar back to original. So what this guitar needs is a little bit of a fret level, a bit of a recrown on there. What's the scratch plate replacing. I'm going to leave the original bridge in there. I have thought about upgrading everything to gold hardware. Something I may still do, because I don't like gold hardware myself, but it actually looks really good on these guitars with that scratch plate, this scratch plate. Oh, something else I bought as well. These only have one string tree there, and these middle two strings are really high compared to the higher ones. I bought string trees. Original proper Fender ones, which I'm going to put on the guitar. So I've got to drill a hole, put string trees on there. That string tree also is not on a stand, it's just screwed right to the body. That's too low, so I'm going to alter that as well. So it's going to have new string trees in there as well. So it's going to get the full fret friend treatment, as I always give on my own guitars. I have other guitars of my own I want to work on shortly, which I'm going to work on shortly. I'm still not going to be doing anything in the workshop for anyone else for at least another 10 days or whatever it is. I'm just fiddling about with my own stuff. I've got 4 of my own guitars I want to work on, this being my main one right now. So without further ado, I'm going to get out to my soldering iron. I'm going to remove the fantastic, don't get me wrong, I love this pickup. It's a Seymour Duncan Invader, not just a regular Invader, it's a custom shop one. So that's going to be worth a few bob. I'm not ever selling that, but I don't have a guitar for it. But it is a wonderful pickup. And you will be surprised with this pickup. I know it's mega high output. It gives you fantastic overdriven, distorted metal tones. But it cleans up absolutely beautiful. And you want to hear this split just on one coil. It sounds amazing. Much better. I know a lot of traditional players do not use high-end pickups, but I've got you got people like Dave Barlow on YouTube, who is a PAF type of pickup player, low output pickups, around about 8K. He has recently moved over to, and he's not completely transitioned, but he started installing high output pickups, and he has been surprised by how well they clean up and how good they sound, and he started using them himself, and he is a big supporter of the IronGear pickup, which I was going to buy an IronGear pickup for this Fender Strat, but I thought, you know what, this came up, I've got the Oil City, I was given an Oil City anyway, I bought the other one, and I thought, I saw the Seymour Duncan, the JB, wrongly called the Jeff Beck pickup. It's not Jeff Beck pickup. JB stands for jazz and B for bridge, so it's a jazz bridge pickup. But anyway, that's it. It's where I am. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on, get these upgrades done. I'll probably not do the frets today. I'll get the upgrades in today, and I'll come back. I'll give it a play, and we'll see where we are. And I'll come back and give you an update later. And here is the pick guard scratch plate completed. Blah 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 blah. I think that looks a lot better than just an all black pickup in there. It looks fantastic. Wiring's relatively neat. I've also coiled the extra cord around the pickup itself, just to keep everything neat in there. Still quite pleased with how that is. You're not going to see any of that anyway. I think that looks fantastic. So this is now ready to go in the guitar. I'm ready to wire a new jack socket on there. I've put in a 0.022 Mullard mustard capacitor in there. I've got a 0.033, a Russian PIO one that I was going to put in there, but I'm going to try the 2.2 first and see how we get on. The Russian one I've had to adapt a little because the lugs snapped off, but that will also work. I'd like to think I'd get that one in there. Not that it's going to make a great difference, but it will make a bit of difference. So let's see how we are, and I'm going to crack on. Hello again, friends. I hadn't done an update on this guitar for a while, and not that I forgot it, it's just been busy with other things, but here is the guitar finished. And before anything, I do apologise for the light. It's a dusky early morning in England in October, and I don't have a light in there. I can't get the bulbs anymore. I can't get the 180, 200 watt ones like I used to, so we'll have to pull up with it for now. But here is the guitar completed, and doesn't it look fantastic? You notice I put some string trees on there as well. There's only one on the Mexican, one down this end, a 4-1. I've bought a new set of 2, but they're a little bit wider than I'd like, so I'm going to replace them anyway. But what I'm going to do is, I've decided I'm going to replace the hardware with gold hardware. So I'm going to buy, in time, I'm going to get a gold bridge, probably a Wilkinson, gold jack, gold tuners, not Fender tuners, but Fender type tuner, Fender spec tuners. I get some from Vanson for about 30 quid, and gold. I've already ordered some gold strap locks, so I'm going to put them on there. The guitar looks fantastic, but there is something I'm not quite happy with, and it's not. I'm not really happy with it. It's the bridge pickup, the JB, the Seymour Duncan JB, and it is a nice pickup. Don't get me wrong. And I had one in one of the Jacksons I had a few years ago, my DKM2 I bought brand new, and it's a great pickup, and it is a great pickup. But this one is not F-spaced. It's just 50mm pole spacing, and it doesn't quite give me the output I was looking for. Now, everyone knows I'm a big fan of the Invader pickup, but I'd have thought an Invader in this wouldn't look quite right. But I definitely do want a 52mm or an F-spaced pickup in there, because if you see, the pole pieces don't quite go under the strings, they're a bit inside. So I've gone and bought something else, and it's something I'm going to try. I've not tried, oh, I've tried them before, I've fitted them for clients quite a few times, and they are really quite outstanding pickups, and they're not expensive at all, but they are great pickups. Now, everyone knows that I'm a big fan of Seymour Duncans. I always have been a fan of Seymour Duncans. Not that I'm just a Seymour Duncan player, but I do love their pickups. But I've gone and got something to try out, and I know it's going to be good. And it's an IronGear, and it's an IronGear Dirty Torque, and it says, and I've just thrown this on the floor. It's an IronGear Dirty Torque, and it's the same, the bobbins are exactly the same as on the thing. You've got cream on the bridge side, and this goes towards the neck side. And this is quite a high output one. I'm looking for that kind of tone, you know, like a Gibson 498T, which you get on the studios, which is one of my favourite pickups ever. This is probably going to give me something like that. It's a 15k output. I'm going to have it split. It's going to go exactly the same place as Seymour Duncan, but this is F-spaced, 52mm spacing on the poles, so it's going to fit. It's just going to fit better. It's going to look better. And I'm hoping this is the one. I looked at a few of their pickups, and the few I couldn't get in Zebra, I could have gone all cream, but I wanted zebra. Everyone knows I love zebra pickups the best. So I'm going to put this in today, and I'm also going to show, I don't know if I've shown before, the wiring inside. Very standard wiring. I've got 3 brand new pots in there. They are CTS 450S pots for all 500k, even for the single coils. I've put a treble bleed on the volume, which works really, really well. But the output is really quite, it can be a little bit shrill. I have to turn my treble down on my amp, which I don't mind doing that, don't get me wrong. Oil City pickups, they're good. Would I spend that over a set of a pair of Vansons for 30 quid when these are 80 quid? I'd have been just as well going with the Vansons, I think. I do have friends who swear by these pickups, but then again, they are players that play predominantly on the neck and middle pickups when they play a Strat. I'm not that kind of player. I love having that option, don't get me wrong. And don't get me wrong, I get some fantastic tones out of these, but I don't really have the experience to compare it with standard pickups or something a little bit cheaper or whatever. I'm absolutely certain that these Oil City pickups are nice pickups, because they are nice pickups. But would I go and pay 100 quid for a pair of single coils when I could get a pair of single coils for about 28 quid from Vanson or from Wilkinson? I don't know. I suppose it depends what level of player you are. But anyway, I'm looking forward to upgrading this. I'm not getting the gold hardware just yet. I'm just going to get this new pickup in there, get it set up. I think it's going to look brilliant. I know it's going to play brilliant. I get some fantastic sounds out of this. And what I really need to do is, I need to learn the Strat. I need to learn how to play a Strat and play those tones, because it's just real good fun playing with a little bit less, quite a lot less gain, but just enough gain just to get you into that crunch chugga. And when you get on this, especially when you get on the neck pickup or the neck and middle together in position 4, and you play that chugga stuff, it's really, really good. It's a new thing to me, turning down my gain, and I'm really, really liking it at the moment, especially with a little bit of reverb on there, maybe a bit of delay. It sounds fantastic. It does have some great tones, but it's something I have to get used to. But anyway, I'm looking forward to upgrading this. I'm going to need to get some gold screws, and so the gold bits are going to cost me another 100 quid. So this guitar, by the time it's finished, would have cost me another £250 on top of the £300 I paid. Now, that'll set me up to about £550. I don't think, it might be a lot of money for a Mexican Fender, but it's going to be my spec Mexican Fender, and it's a good guitar, as even with the £300 I paid for it, it is good as it is. But with my upgrades, I think it's going to be brilliant. I just need to be a little bit happy about that bridge pickup. And once that's done, that's it. I can, if I'm happy with it, I'm going to go and get all the gold hardware. Like it cost me about 100. No, if I do a refret as well, I think considering doing a refret with Jescar Gold Evo or EVO Gold fret wire. I will not have a fret wire much bigger than that. That is basically a modern Fender type fret wire, which I would say was about 2.6mm wide by about 1.2 high. That is perfect. The nut is fine. Nice bone nut on there. So, all I'm going to do for today is get the new pickup in. And if I'm happy with the pickup, then we can look at upgrading the other parts to gold later on. But end of the day, really, really happy with this guitar. It looks fantastic. Doesn't that make it look better than the white pickguard and the white pickups? It looks fantastic. It feels great. And what I've got to really do now is get used to playing with less gain, getting into some Strat tones. I'm having guitar lessons, by the way. After 30 years, I signed up to an online course. Pretty amazing, isn't it? You know, 30 years. But I've never predominantly been a lead player. Now, everyone knows I used to play lead in Concrete Socks when I was their guitarist. Well, I was Concrete Socks guitarist. Concrete Socks was my band. I formed Concrete Socks in 1984. And we were predominantly a three-piece band, so I played rhythm and lead. And I wasn't really a lead player, but I used to just hit the wah-wah pedal and go and do some widdly things up this top end. And 9 times out of 10 it sounded pretty good. But my solos were never the same from one day to the next. They were just played on the spot, nothing was really thought about, it was just, you know, and I got away with it for a lot of the time. But I'm not predominantly a lead player. So I've gone and signed up, I've got an online course, and I'm going to learn to play lead guitar properly. Because I look at our guitarists at church and that, and they just whiz off into something. I'm thinking, that's brilliant, wish I could do that. Well, I can do that if I learn it. So that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, the guitar, back to the guitar. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm just hoping that this pickup, and I'm sure it will, this Dirty Torque pickup will do what I want the JB to do. Plus it is 52mm spaced anyway. I know this is going to be a great pickup. I know it's going to be up there with some of my favourites. My favourite pickup, I won't say my favourite pickup of all time is the 498T Gibson, but it is really quite up there. It's a fantastic pickup. Also, Seymour Duncan Invader is a favourite pickup of mine. I would like to think if I could get the Invader type tones out of this, it's a high output pickup, which is 15.4K. I'm going to be pretty close. I could have gone for we do a hammer, what was it, hammerhead pickup, which is a bit more high output than this. I didn't want it that high output. I wanted something high output, obviously, but not mental. So I think this is going to be it. So I'm going to crack on with it. I've got the soldering iron heating up now. I'm going to get a string. This is the same strings I had on the guitar when I got it. They're a new set, but I bet they've been off 4 times now. I don't know if I've got to put these back on after. You know, how much stretch can you get out of a string? But anyway, I'm going to crack on. I might come and show you a bit of the work. I'll show you again the pick, under the pick guard, show you the new pots. I had to replace a volume pot because the one I had wasn't working properly, and I went and got bought another pair of 450S's, CTS ones, and I've stuck one in there. I bought a linear and a logarithmic. I put the logarithmic in. I was going to try a linear, but after looking at some videos and demos, I thought, nah, not bother. I just put a logarithmic audio one in there. I've got 3 audio pots in there, and they work fine. I get a very, very good sweep, so I'm really happy with them. So anyway, going to crack on. Back soon. And the guitar, for now, is finished. And let me just tell you something. IronGear pickups, amazing. This IronGear Dirty Torque pickup in the bridge, it just blows me away. It's just an amazing pickup. It is just more or less like, it's right up there with my favourite Gibson pickup, which is a 498T bridge pickup, which you get in studios. You're getting a lot of their guitars. It's just a fantastic pickup. This is amazing. Dirty Torque. Is it better than the Seymour Duncan? Jeff Beck? Or to say, I don't think it's in direct competition with it. I think it's more similar to a Gibson 498T pickup. I don't know what IronGear's equivalent of Seymour Duncan JB is, which people commonly call the Jeff Beck pickup. It's not Jeff Beck pickup. But JB always stood for jazz bass. Jazz blues, sorry, not jazz bass. Always stood for jazz blues. The reason people call it the Jeff Beck pickup is Jeff Beck used the jazz blues pickup, Seymour Duncan. So people started calling it the Jeff Beck. Maybe he had a signature model later on, I don't know. But this pickup, really, really good. Where's the box for it? Don't know where the box is. Put it somewhere. What a great, great pickup. So there's me shouting out for IronGears. I'm not saying it's better than the Seymour Duncan JB. Seymour Duncan JB is a great pickup. It was up there with my favourites. It's just I don't like it in this guitar. Maybe it worked fantastic in another guitar. Where's the box? What have I done with it? I've been that busy this morning. Here you go. On the floor again. IronGear Dirty Torque pickup in this guitar. So now my pickup configuration is, got an IronGear Dirty Torque in the bridge. I've got a couple of oil cities, one in the middle, one in the neck. I've forgotten what oil city pickups are. I've got a box here. Here you go. Oil city pickups. What did I buy? I've got no idea. The reason I bought this middle pickup is I was given the neck one by a good friend of mine, Rob Peach, out from Cannock there. And this is the little note I got from Oil City. Blah 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 blah, and a bit of a wiring thing there. Oh yeah, please read the Oil City pickups. Do contact us with any feedback you have. We love hearing about instruments and love seeing pictures. Our website is blah blah blah, and that's it. Don't even know which one I ordered. They have a non-adjustable pole piece, which are just flat. They're not staggered or they're not radiused. So whatever they are. Anyway, the Oil City pickups are fine. I've been plugged in this morning. I've been through the sounds you can get out of this guitar is amazing. And this is what I love. And like I say, I don't really know how to play a Strat properly, but what I love about a Strat is you can get in on your dirty channel for your humbucker. You can have everything on full and you get a nice good rock or metal tone. But then just by altering your volumes and your switching and your tone, you can get a clean sound without touching anything on the amp. And that is what I really want to do. And if I need to get a bit more than I can get from the amp, all I need to do is kick onto my overdrive pedal, which is my overdrive of choice nowadays. I always play the Maxon, love the Maxon 808, but I have a Boss SD1, which is the super drive, or super overdrive. It is a fantastic little pedal. I have a tiny bit of drive on there, Not a lot. I just have a tone just above half and I have a volume on full, and it's amazing. It kicks right in. But this guitar now, it's fantastic. I'm going to get onto my online lessons when I've got some time. I'm going to learn how to play a Strat properly. Like I said, I've had to fiddle about with some of the tones on these two pickups together with the coil split. When I have a coil split, it's just this one on. When I have it full, it's obviously both. And I've also been going between the middle and neck pickups as well. So positions 2 and 4 are really, really nice. But I love all the positions. The guitar looks absolutely fabulous. I have already ordered the Strat locks, and they are gold. So I'm going to have to upgrade this to gold hardware, aren't I? That's something I'm going to do over the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. I will add those upgrades to this video, and I'll release the video as one long video in due course. And the due course date is here. Well, it was actually here yesterday. All my gold bits for the upgrades on my Strat have arrived. And you've seen this, of course you've seen it. And I haven't gone with just Fender, I haven't gone with Fender bits at all, actually. I'm going to show you the bits that have arrived. The only thing that's not arrived is the screws for the scratch plate and the backing plate and everything. But everything else is here. I've input jack, well, jack, socket, blah 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 blah. Fantastic string trees, right size. The third lot I've had to buy to get the right size, so I've wasted 12 quid on other rubbish. Neck plate is here with neck screws, tuners from Northwest Guitars, I believe, or Vanson, one of the places. They are a Fender type. They're not Fender again. Maybe in the future I'll put some real Fender ones on, but these will do for now. All the gubbins with that is there, and tremolo, Wilkinson tremolo. Beautiful. Should be a direct drop in. Nice big steel block on there with a Allen screw for the push-in tremolo arm, which you can tighten. A regular pressed steel saddles there. Push-in tremolo arm, beautiful, and all the gubbins that comes with the tremolo screws, spring claw, springs, blah 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 blah. So all the bits bar the screws are here. So this being Sunday afternoon, I don't work Sunday afternoon, so I can actually work on my own guitars. So this afternoon I can crack on with this, get my upgrades in. I've already put on the Strat lock pins, one there, so we've already started. Like I say, the only thing that's not arrived yet is the gold screws for the backing plate and for the scratch plate. Something else I didn't think of, the switch for the split coil. I haven't got a gold one. I'll go and look, see if we can find a gold one, and I'll get that ordered, but no immediate rush on there. Someone also suggested maybe you should go with a brass nut. Now, thing is, I could do that, but you know what? That bow nut on there is just superbly put in and superbly shaped, so there's no point to remove that, so I'm going to leave that in there. So I'm going to strip the guitar, get all the bits off, check the wiring again, because I've got a little intermittent problem on the split coil switch, and I will look at getting this all upgraded and swapped over today. So everything's all purely cosmetic, but I am certain it's going to look absolutely fantastic with gold hardware. I just, when I got the guitar and put the new pickups on my new scratch plate, I just thought that'd look great with gold. So I'm going for gold on this Sunday afternoon. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to remove the strings for the 5th, 6th time, 7th time maybe even on these set of strings. They seem to be lasting well. I've not had one snap yet. And I am going to put all my gold bits on. Back soon. I've hit a snag. Now, got the bridge, tremolo on, the input jack, or the jack socket looks fantastic. Still waiting for the gold screws, so I have to do them later. I need a gold one of these and some gold screws for the 5-way. But, problem, I've hit a snag. Tuners. And the new tuners do not fit. Can't believe it. These two nipples here do not line up with the holes here. They are out by 2 or 3 millimeters. I thought there'd be a direct drop in, and they're not. And to show you what I mean, I can get the tuner on there. Blah 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 blah. And there you go. Absolutely no good. These are going back to Northwest Guitars. I'm going to go and buy myself a proper set of Fender tuners, because it's the only way I'm going to do it. I've decided I do love the gold hardware. It looks fantastic. That wasn't a perfect fit on the screws lining up with the holes, but it fits well enough to work. I have it blocked off anyway. Lovely big steel block under there. I've used the original claw because I didn't want to unsolder the earth wire. I think that looks really good. Once I've got all the gold screws and all the other gold bits on there, it'll look fantastic. So, I'm going to put my neck back on. I'm going to go with the gold plate, gold screws, and I will go and order some proper Fender Gold tuners. I've also put the gold string trees on there, which are perfect, look beautiful. But that's it, again, in limbo, can't do anything. I'm also going to show the wear on the frets at this end. Quite a bit of wear. I am going to remove the frets anyway and put some gold frets in at a later date. This is going to be my keeper, my player, because by the time it's done it would have cost me maybe £600, and it's never going to sell for £600. I'm removing the sticker off the back of the headstock there. This is it says supplied by Jack's Music Centres, 10 Pitt Street, Barnsley, South Yorkshire. That's where the guitar came from. It's on the back of the headstock. Doesn't need to be there. Doesn't live there. Blah 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 blah. Thank you very much. And I'll clean all that up with a little bit of white spirit so you won't see it, and that will fade in time anyway. So there you go, in limbo again. Northwest Guitars will be a bit miffed with me because I've sent quite a bit of stuff back to them lately because it's just not right, but it's not their fault, it's not my fault. So anyway, back shortly. Good news guys, it is Tuesday morning and my tuners have arrived. Well, there's no point getting anything that might fit. I'll just go and get what I know fits, and these are 85 quid for the gold ones, 55 quid for chrome, 65 for black, 85 for gold. But I managed to find a company, Strings Direct. I have an account there and they were selling these for £57, £58. So I went and bought a set straight away. I'm going to stick these on very shortly. I've already took the other ones off. I'm going to put them on, and then all I'm going to be waiting for is the screws for the pickups, the screws for the 5-way, and the screws for the back. And in time I will replace the on DPT switch, whatever it is, for switching the coils. But they're 14 quid. 14 quid for one switch because it's gold, so I might actually leave the silver one on there. But I'm going to put these on, and then that's it. It's as much as I can do until the screws arrive. I'm a happy man. And here we are on a rainy October afternoon. The clocks went whatever they did last night. Did they go back last night? Went back last night, so it's going to be dark very, very soon. What time are we at? We are looking at just gone 4 PM on Sunday afternoon. I don't work Sundays, but I have tinkered about with my Strat, and I have all of the gold hardware on there. And I think you'll agree, it looks a lot better with gold hardware. Everything's gold. All of the screws, the pickup screws, the 5-way screws, all of the screws around the pick guard, the bridge and tremolo system, which is a Wilkinson, the input jack. I still need to put the gold input jack inside of there. I haven't done the electrics yet. I've saved that for a little while. I have on the gold tuners and the gold string trees. And we'll go and look at the tuners. I went and bought proper Fender ones. I thought, forget the expense, go and get the real thing. And a gold plate and gold screws on the back. Also, you'll notice gold strap lock pins on there. I think the guitar looks stunning. The only thing that's not gold on there now is the pickup split switch. These are like £2.50 each, these things. You want a gold one for 15 quid. I thought I'll save that so I've got 15 quid spare. Not that I'm short of 15 quid, it's just I didn't have the money to spend on it this week. So what am I going to do to it after this? What needs doing now? I'm going to refret it, because these frets at this end are a lot more warm than I realised they were, and if I'd noticed that earlier on I might have got a bit of money knocked off. But I got a good deal on the guitar anyway, and the guy I bought it from is a really nice guy, so I'm still happy with the price I paid. I think with gold, Jescar EVO Gold frets, this is going to look fantastic. I'm going to order the same width as these, 2.6mm wide, or the Jescar's 2.64. It's about 1.19mm high, and it's come down in price. It used to be about 32, 33 quid to buy that stuff, and I can get it now for around about £21 delivered. So I'm going to order some this week, and whenever I've got time I'm going to refret this guitar. It's got a gold fret wire. The guitar looks stunning to me. It plays amazingly well, but when the fret wire gets here I'll get on with the refret. I'm going to leave the nut because I think this nut complements the cream knobs, switch tip and pickups. Otherwise I might have gone for a brass nut. You don't want too much gold on there. I think the guitar looks absolutely stunning, and I know it's a Mexican, but it's a Mexican that cost me £300, and I spent another £250 on it. So £550 this guitar has cost me. When I was at a refret, I will stand this against any American Fender, and I guarantee it will sound just as good, if not better, and play as good, if not better. I've given this the best of everything, but I took a chance on the pickup, bridge pickup. I went for an IronGear. Now, I'm not a gear snob, I'm not a pickup snob, even though I do love Seymour Duncan pickups. I did nearly buy a bare knuckle, but we didn't have the one I wanted in stock, so I thought, take a chance, go with the Dirty Torque, IronGear Dirty Torque for £35 delivered. I don't regret that decision at all. That pickup sounds amazing. It opens this guitar up to a lot of extra sounds in there. I can get any sound with this guitar, from beautiful cleans to blues to out and out raucous metal. And I mean, without touching my amplifier, I can do it all on this just by using the volume and the tones. And that's not really my thing, but it is going to be. I'm going to practice and learn how to play this guitar like a Strat should be played, and I'm going to enjoy it. So this video is not the end of the whole video. I'm still going to add more bits on for when I do a refret. I will not be filming the refret. I will film probably something when the wire gets here, and I will show the conclusion of the refret. I will give it my best attention, because this is my guitar. Time it's done, it would have cost me the best part of £600, but for £600 you're getting a stunning looking guitar with the best of hardware, the best fret wire, and the best pickups that I know of for now. Maybe I could better the IronGear, but at the moment it sounds fantastic to me. Why fix it if it's not broken? The guitar looks stunning. It has the best of electrics, it has CTS parts, it has mullard capacitors, good wire in there, absolutely beautiful. So until I get the fret wire, I'm going to play this guitar and I'm going to enjoy it. And if I have the time this week, I will get online with my video lessons and I will practice and learn. And I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm doing it. Come back for the next update. Right, fret friends, this is supplemental or additional to the work I've already done on my Fender Strat, because the fret wire's come and I'm going to refret this, and you can see, you've seen all the gold hardware. Gold, 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 absolutely beautiful. But my other gold parts have come. For instance, my coil split switch, the gold one, has arrived. I'm also going to be changing the pots in this. I'll explain more about that later. And my gold Jescar Gold EVO fret wire has arrived. So I'm going to be refretting this with gold fret wire, and I will just go and get it out of the cupboard, because I meant to get it out and I didn't, back in 1 second. And here it is. And it is exactly the same size as the fret wire I have on there. It's 2.6mm wide. I believe it's 2.6 by 1. Well, this is about 1.2 high, I believe. And it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do with this video is, I'm not going to do the refret on this video. This video is going to be completed when I get the new electrics in and get the new switches on the scratch plate. And I'll end this video here, but I will not be ending the video until I have done the refret. And then I'm going to come back. The refret video is going to be separate from this one, but the end of this video will include the guitar, show the guitar when it has been refretted. So from this point onwards, you're not going to get anything until I've done the refret and I've got the new. I might show you a little bit of getting the new electrics in and swapping the switch over, or I might just come back and show you the completed guitar, which is probably going to be the best scenario. So if you want to go and see the refret video, I will post a link to it somewhere in the description, which will be just below here, and you can go and watch the refret video, and then you can watch this video all in one or whatever. But anyway, I'll be back once the guitar is complete. Make sure you do go and watch the refret video, it'll be interesting. Okay guys, I did say I was going to come back once the refret's done, but I'm not. I'm back here now. The refret's not done. I'm at the stage where I've taken out the dot inlays and I've replaced them with Abalone dot inlays, and I've glued them in and wait for those to dry so I can start getting the neck re-radius. So I've moved on to doing the electrics, and I've moved on a little bit, and what I've done is I've removed all of the Fender spec CTS pots. I thought I'd gone with 3500s, I hadn't. I'd gone with a 500 and 250, so I went and bought a load of Bourne's pots. So I've changed the electrics over, and I've gone with, I now have a gold switch for the coil split there. And I've gone with 3 Bourne's pots, and I've disconnected all of the pickups for now. I've got the new split coil there, and I've gone with Bourne's pots, and you see I've gone with a different, instead of going with a 0.022 capacitor, I've gone with a 0.033 Russian PIO, paper in oil. capacitor which I had knocking about. It's brand new. I've got that already soldered on there. This side I'm ready to get soldering, this pot. And you'll also see, not soldered on yet, but I have put a treble bleed kit on there. And I'm trying a different treble bleed kit. I've gone with a 100k resistor, but the capacitor size, normally I would go with a, which one is it? 0.01, but I've gone with a 0.018, so it's more or less double in value. The only reason I've done that is I had them in stock and they were a long wire version, so I've got this ready to solder in. It's loose. I've not soldered in yet because I've got to solder stuff to these connectors. So once I get the wires on there, can't see it. Once I get the wires on there, then I'll solder these all together. And I can pull that out of the way and I can get all the earth wires soldered on there. So I've gone with 3 Bourne's pots. That's a 500k audio. And we have a 250 linear, 250 linear. Nice big pots. They're going to look fantastic. It looks really, really neat. I've got the pickup wires still to do. And we get those really neat as well. And I think that's going to look fantastic. So once I've got this all soldered in, I can put this back on the guitar. And you'll see that everything's gold. Golden screws everywhere. Golden screws. Golden coil split. Golden screws there as well. So it's going to look fantastic once it gets back on. Sticking with the IronGear Dirty Torque pickup for now. My Tone City, hasn't arrived yet. That will be the, is it Tone City? Tone Rider. That has not arrived yet, so I'm still waiting to get some news on that. It will be a Tone Rider generator, I believe, which I'll try out. I think that one's probably going to stay in there. I really like it. So that's it. Going to get this soldering done. And the next time I come back on this video, we will have the refret done. And we can get the guitar all back together and we can get it finally finished. It's going to be a long video, this one. Stay tuned, guys. Right guys, I'm in handheld mode because I've just finished the wiring on the Strat, and just to point a couple of things out, I've put in a Russian PIO, paper in oil capacitor at 0.033. I've also put on the volume, just here, we have a treble bleed. I think I've already mentioned this, but I just want to show the wiring before I put it all back together. It looks messier than it is. We've got the new split coil switch in there, which is a gold topped one, and all the wiring on the 5-way there. So it looks a bit more confused than it actually is, because there's a lot of wires there. But all we need to do is get it back in the guitar, and I hope I can do this with one hand. Probably can't, but let's have a look, see where we are. And there we are, and that is it, and that looks fantastic. So I'm going to get the gold screws in there, but look at this with the gold switch. Makes all the difference. Everything is going to be golden, including these new screws going in. So that's it. You're not going to see any more of this. Oh, something else I want to mention as well. I put in new pots. I took out the CTS pots, the recommended ones by Fender, and I replaced them with Bourne's pots. I love Bourne's pots. The sweep on them is absolutely fantastic. They've got a really, really good sweep. Is that the right word to use? But anyway, we'll find out when I've got it all plugged in. So there you go. Upside down, but that is done now. I'll get the screws in. That will be done, ready for the neck. And wow, I have finished refretting this guitar. Again, just fantastic. I'm going to show it you while I'm here. Look at this. There you go. It's the guitar all finished. I've got the gold switch in there, the gold screws, gold everything, gold bridge, gold input jack. Brand new Bourne's pots and capacitors, paper in oil, Russian paper in oil capacitor, gold tuners, machine heads, gold string trees, gold strap pins, gold neck plate, and the last part of a job was the gold fret wire, which is fantastic. The guitar looks amazing. I could prattle on all day about how pleased I am with this guitar, but I'm not going to. It's the 2nd of January, year of our Lord 2019. These are all the upgrades of my 2007 Strat. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to get it plugged in. But that is it. I'm Victor Christian. I'm your fret friend. Just before I go, remind you that my webpage, you can find out anything you want to find out about me at facebook.com/NG17. That's facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. But that is it. Happy New Year to all my clients, old and new. Great to be with you. This has been a fantastic project, but it's Victor Christian from Fret Friend signing off. and reminding you all to be good to each other, and I will see you soon.